Hello friends, if you're new, welcome to my channel. If you're a fan or a subscriber, thank you very much. I do appreciate you. Today I'm going to be talking about our path to religion, and we have finally gotten to modern humans. Not much else I need to say. Let's get on with the video. As far back as 100,000 years, multiple species of archaic Homo sapiens roamed Africa, Southeast Asia, the Middle East, Europe, and Australia. The Americas, it seems, did not contain hominins at this time. As far as we know, that may change in the future. While archaic humans looked a lot like modern humans, their behavior was far different, living pretty much as their ancestors had for over 1 million years. Although they controlled fire, made tools, hunted large animals, and migrated long distances, they could not project themselves into the past or the future. The earliest evidence we have thus far for modern human behavior comes from caves in the Middle East and the southern tip of Africa about 100,000 years ago. Neanderthals were still living at the time, and genetic studies show that we interacted with them. That is, we interbred with them. Experts believe that hominins migrated from Africa to the Middle East. However, there's no evidence that this group survived or further. We assume they died out, or possibly they went back to Africa. The only reason we know of them is from pierced shell beads dating to 100,000 to 115,000 years ago. The caves in South Africa have more definitive proof and is dated to 75,000 to 100,000 years ago. Archaeologists have found sophisticated stone tools that are produced by heating the cutting edge and flaking it to make the tip sharper. In addition, they found shaped bone tools, which was the first appearance of bone as tools and weapons, since the bone tools Neanderthals used appeared later. They also found bone tools in Congo, dated to at least 75,000 years ago. The bow and arrow appears in South Africa around 65,000 years ago. Seashells were also found in the cave dwellings, dating to 77,000 years ago, deliberately perforated and covered with red ochre. Red ochre played a prominent role in the culture of South Africa at one time. A 100,000-year-old workshop to process red ochre was recently found in these caves. Red ochre can not only be used as body decoration, but also for tanning skins, hafting stone tools onto wood handles, and as an insect repellent. Perforated shells dating 75,000 years ago or earlier have also been found in Morocco and Algeria, suggesting their use as self-decoration was widespread. Back in South Africa, archaeologists found ochre that had been modified by scraping and grinding and deliberately engraved. Some of these have been dated to about 99,000 years ago. In what is now Botswana, a large, long rock was shaped by ancient people to enhance the resemblance to a snake's head, and has been dated to about 70,000 years ago. Such finds suggest that, at least in southern Africa, humans were behaviorally modern. We find evidence that around 70,000 years ago, hominins began wearing fitted clothing, especially the Homo erectus and archaic Homo sapiens who lived in colder climates. Even in hotter climates, we find evidence that modern humans began wearing clothing around 72,000 years ago. Evidence for the introduction of fitted clothing consists of genetic studies on human lice. Geneticists have found that body lice genetically diverged from head lice around 72,000 years ago. Body lice have claws to grasp clothing and only lay their eggs in clothing. Although there have been exoduses from Africa in the past, as seen by the widespread distribution of Homo erectus, the major exodus that resulted in the worldwide distribution of modern Homo sapiens occurred around 60,000 years ago, although there are signs it might have been earlier. Scientists can attribute the migrations of early Homo sapiens by mapping differences in both the male Y chromosome and female mitochondrial DNA. One group migrated to the Middle East and Far East, interbreeding with archaic Homo sapiens. Early modern humans reached Indonesia by at least 50,000 years ago, but unlike Homo erectus, they went farther. They built rafts, probably by tying logs together, and set out across the open ocean to reach Australia, which at that time was connected to New Guinea and Tasmania. Hominins had used makeshift rafts before to cross rivers, but this is the first time that we know of that they undertook a significant water crossing. Also, this crossing apparently involved more than a boatload, based on computer simulations using genetic information from modern-day Australians. As some groups headed east, others turned north into Russia, west across Europe, or east to Siberia. Scientists have dated Homo sapien bones in western Siberia to 45,000 years ago, and evidence of a settlement south of Moscow has been dated to between 45,000 and 42,000 years ago. Other evidence suggests that early Homo sapiens reached Romania, Italy, and England 45,000 to 40,000 years ago. Modern humans had rapidly settled the earth, but that also meant displacing other hominin groups. Neanderthals hung on to about 20,000 years ago, but only in southern Spain. In order to give you the full picture, I feel that I must say that it was not all modern humans' fault that the Neanderthals went extinct. There was a volcanic eruption somewhere in Europe, I can't remember where, at this particular time. I might do an episode on it. This volcanic eruption ushered in what is known as a volcanic winter, where a lot of the ash reflects the sunlight back out into space, so the sun's rays don't reach the earth. Because Homo sapiens were more evenly distributed throughout the world, they survived, whereas the Neanderthals did not. Humans basically won out over the Neanderthals just because they were in more places than just Europe. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and if you want to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. Also, if you would, please leave comments in the comment section as they trigger the YouTube algorithm. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description, along with the source that I used for this episode. If you wish to support this channel, you may do so on my PayPal link. Stay safe, everyone. Keep learning and searching for truth. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Until next time, friends, goodbye.